Yeah, what it do, ho? Yeah, ho. Another day to talk, mo. Let's go on and do that. I don't even do bets. I don't even do crack. I'm just talking smack. Oh, feeling good. Feeling real good. Hey, what's happening, y'all? Let's talk. Did you realize that performance enhancing drugs were still a thing? I didn't even know that that was a thing that you could do no more. I thought that went out with Barry Bonds and all them, but evidently that's still a thing happening. And did y'all know also that they call themselves trying to fight on the NBA floor nowadays? Have y'all seen this? Is anybody at the, I need somebody to come over and take a look at this. Take a look at it right quick. They call themselves fighting. I'm just going to show y'all real quick what's going on the floor. Now, if I know y'all remember when there were actual real NBA fights. I don't know what you call this right here. But it is what it is. And we're going to talk about this and a couple other things that's going on in the world. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all pulling up. Don't go nowhere. Hit that like, subscribe, and make sure you share if you're feeling it. This ain't nothing but a little sports spot, baby. Let's kick it off with a little bit of graphic. All right, man. So we we outside, and we got the crew here. What they do? We got Black Ron in the his house. Hey, Ron, hey, we got Bo P in the head house. We got Bad Ty in the head house. And the boy and only real Biz Taylor outside. Let's go ahead and chat on it, bruh. Sports is popping. A lot of stuff happened this last week. I ain't gonna lie, but something Ron said before we started got me real interested in your weekend. You said you was on the road with your lady as a stand-up comic. That in itself is a thing to be on the road with your lady, right? It's hard enough to be on the road as a comic, period. And for you to be on the road with a lady, don't you got to kind of prioritize? Yeah, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have started off with this. It just
no. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because every comic we get to that point where we piss our lady off just by being the exact same person that we were when they first started dating us. We ain't did nothing new. Nope. As a matter of fact, we a better person than the dude she met.
Yup.
Because everything that we was doing when we met her, we either don't do no more or we taper it all the way down now that we with her. But we still end up finding ourselves in the doghouse. So every time a male comic finds himself in the doghouse, any comic, because I see it more with female comics than with male comics. Anytime a comic find themselves in the doghouse with their significant other, you will see them at the next 3 to 30 shows.
Yo, Bo,
I call it the Doug Christie effect, bro. You remember how Doug Christie's wife used to be at the games?
Yeah. So let me make it plain for people. What happened was his wife saw some photos of him with other women at shows. So it happened to me too. Don't worry, it happened to me too.
I feel like you're talking like he was there, boy.
Yeah. That's what happened. Yeah, she saw some photos with other women.
Picture. It was one picture, Bo, and
That's
she lost
all
her
it takes.
fucking mind.
That's all it takes.
Yo,
hey, that's one picture of that show. But what about the next show? Want to picture that show too? Oh, come on now.
Yo,
so that's why for the next 2 shows, you probably gonna see my lady there. I think I'll be off punishment.
I'm gonna tell you what makes it worse. What makes it worse when it's different shows but the same girl.
It is like no. She asked me because the young lady that she got a problem with.
In question. Yeah.
It's not even a young lady that I know biblically. You feel what I'm saying? I don't even. Me and this lady have never even danced that dance, but it's the level of intensity that young lady has for me and her fandom that makes my old lady go off. She was like, "Why is that ugly bitch at all your shows? I done seen her. She keep on hugging me. Hey,
I told you.
I was like, man, that lady believe in me. You ain't the only bitch that believe in me, bitch. Like, so yeah, man.
Is it all right? Well, this is probably another show. We probably talk about all that other stuff later. But I don't know where this relationship is with respect to some of the ones we've talked about in the past. So we'll leave that alone. I know uh Ty
Okay, she's just this girl now is just as important as the girl you met 5-6 years ago.
oh wow.
Same level,
Wow.
same level.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. So this is real. This is
Yeah,
real.
nah. This is real. Like my mama called her, and one time my mama called her. She didn't know I was in the car. My mama got talking to her like, girl, I just love you, girl. And I appreciate how you be writing me these little handwritten notes and stuff, girl. Me and you, our relationship is secure. We have our own relationship.
Oh,
And
that's how you know.
if you and my son should break up, girl, me and you gonna still be cool. And I was like,
No. Violation. Violation.
I'm bro, my mama and my sister, when I tell you they are girls, they have let me and my brother's old lady let it be known that we just placeholders. They relationship. Nick, my sister still goes to the girl that to get her hair done.
Okay, that don't make no sense. I don't like that family still sticking with the X type stuff, bro.
Hey, bro. Well, honestly, I can say that like I don't make no enemies out of my exes. Like if me and my ex don't get along, it's on them. Because my
Mm,
whole family loves. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like my daughter's mama. My mama can't stand her, but she's still nice to her. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm, I hear you.
Like
Okay.
like my family, bro. Like we don't take it out on that other person because y'all relationship didn't work out. Because we have no voice in your relationship, so we don't have no voice after y'all break up.
I
Hell
get
But
it.
no.
that dynamic gonna change now. 'Cause she just heard you say my mama don't like her, but she can't stand her, but she still deal with her. So that's gonna change.
Oh man, boy. If my baby mama got hit by a bus, I would make sure the tires didn't go flat first before I checked to see if she was all right.
All right, look. All right, so on your tour, man, that's a fascinating thing to me. So shout out to everybody. If you're not already following Black Ron online, you definitely need to. I was very interested in some of the stuff you did this recent week, man. We can get into it a little later because when you said you was on tour, I was like, okay, and I saw you did the Kevo stage thing, you did the church thing, and all of that, man. This is a lot of big things of Guam, man. So
That boy's sharp,
Challenging
boy. He was he
myself,
was
bro.
he was
Hey Ty,
sharp, boy.
you
I
see me?
see you, boy.
You
I
see me,
see you,
Ty?
boy.
Hey,
Yeah,
boy, they don't know. Hey, they don't know when we put them work clothes
he
on,
was
boy. It
sharp,
makes
boy.
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah.
It
look like
makes sense.
look like a long haired TD Jakes up there, boy.
close the door. Ain't nobody leaving
Yeah.
until I get my
Hey,
40
hey,
bands.
Hey, no,
hey,
Yeah,
no, we're gonna
hey,
talk about
hey,
that.
Ron.
We're gonna
Hey,
talk about
Ron, you
that.
got that. Hey, Ron got that cleaner crease. He got
hmm
that crease that come from like them pants came straight from the
Actually,
cleaners. Them,
actually, believe it or not, I'm
boy,
an
you
80s
iron them.
baby. I can
Boy, you
still I can
iron them
still get it.
pants
I can
like
still
that,
get
boy.
it in with a can of
What?
Flawless. I can still get it in with a can of Flawless. You feel what I'm talking about? Niagara heavy lemon. You feel me? Yeah,
yeah,
can of starch in the iron. I still get it together, baby.
Hey,
yeah.
man.
Let's listen in on Black Ron right quick. Let's see what he's talking about. Hold up.
I'm grown, which means if I come over there and see you, I'm spending the night. I'm not gonna get up and drive home after draining my body of this most precious resource. I wish I would put fresh drawers on after 6:30 in the evening in a new outfit, smoke half a blunt on the way to your house and the other half with you and watch 2 episodes of your favorite show and then lay down and do what the Lord brought me over there to do. And then put my clothes back on and drive home at 2 o'clock in the morning with the police and the robbers outside like my black life don't matter. Ma'am, lay you down in the name and go to bed, saith the Lord. But my kids gonna be the new dude in the morning. And I like immigrants and I don't need no more.
I
That's where
like
you
that
at?
church. I like that church. They like fornicating. Yeah,
No, that ain't the church. That's the play.
yeah.
That's the play I was doing. So Jacarius Johnson, man, big playwright, big producer, has turned over the director's chair to Carl Anthony Payne, and Carl is directing and starring in a great play called Games Women Play. It stars Carl Anthony Payne, of course, Jill Marie Jones from Girlfriends, Claudia Jordan, Flex
Nice.
Alexander, um, uh, Chico Bean.
What?
Yeah, man, the cast is phenomenal. The star of the show, one of the stars of the show, is a young lady by the name of Naomi, who is doing her stage debut in Games Women Play. Uh, Man, it's a great show, bro. Great live entertainment. Black plays are back. There are more playwrights other than Tyler Perry. Y'all, please go see him. Go catch the show, man. Games Women Play, Jacarius.com. Oh, yeah, my man Brian White. How did I forget Brian J. White from Stomp the Yard is in the play also. Y'all go check him out, man. Go check them out. Games Women Play. And
Matter of
it's gonna
fact,
be one of the many joints.
Shikari is doing uh, Jason Lyric. That's why she
Yes.
turned over the direction to Carl Payne. So she's doing Jason Lyric now.
Mm.
He
Yeah,
Jakari Johnson.
yeah,
He doing Jason's lyric.
yeah,
He did set it off.
yeah,
He and what he does is his production company acquires the rights to those movies.
yeah,
And so it's not like his rendition of the movie. It's the actual licensed story. So in Jason's lyric, he has Alan Payne playing the character of Jason, just like he did in the
Wow.
movie. So
That's
yes,
yeah,
he did.
crazy. Yo, wait a minute. Hold up. Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said? You got the
yeah,
actual Jason playing Jason's lyric in the play. And
yeah.
Yes.
let's keep it real. We all know Black don't crack, but he's stayed unusual. Him and like Mario Van Peebles have stayed unusually youthful in their aging. And
Bro.
so have you witnessed this firsthand, Black Ron?
First hand, bro. Like everybody on the play, with the exception of Chico, myself, and a young lady by the name of uh Amber. She plays the character of Trina. Um, we all are in our late 30s, early 40s, but all the main characters in the show, 50s, 60s, and they still look phenomenal. They still look just as good as they looked back in the 90s when they first got famous. It's like
Okay.
black don't crack as long as you don't smoke it and as long as you drink water.
All right. And talk to us
Like, look
about
at Ty. Ty 58. Ty don't look 58. Look at Ty.
that nigga ain't no
He's
50.
right.
Yo.
He's right.
Man, Ty be drinking his water, bro.
65. I'm actually 65. You know what I mean?
Nah, nah, nah,
Yo.
nah.
All
You
right.
ain't older than Bo. You ain't older than Bo.
I'm
I'm
65.
56.
65.
Bo. All right, last thing, real quick. We just doing a real quick shower for Black Ron because he's had a phenomenal last 2 weeks. Talk to us about this thing you doing with Kev, bro. Like what I see. Like I know you was talking like, oh, I do clean comedy, this, that, the third. What show is this that he's got you on? And what was going on here? And was your lady with you on this tour too?
Had her at that show. That's actually the show that sparked the controversy. Because it was one thing when she saw the lady in question at the clubs. But this particular
Uh-oh.
show was at a church. Kev on Stage is doing the live from the back pew tour. Uh, and
Okay.
and it's really genius because he come to all these cities, and I think he's doing like 30, 40 cities. And instead of doing the big comedy club in that town, the theater in that town, he's doing churches. And he's doing them at mega ministries, which already have an auditorium that seats 3, 4, 5,000. At that particular show, it was like 3,600 people there. But
Okay.
and you see he does all of that, all of that stage decoration you see, that should belong to the church. That's the kind of production
Oh.
value that the church is coming with. The churches these days have big old um boom cameras and jibs and 4 or 5 angles and stuff now. Like the big mega ministries, they putting on productions, bro, that rival anything that you've ever done professionally in Hollywood or in Atlanta. So
I've done some
Kev,
churches. I've set up the equipment in some churches. They have them. Yeah,
bro,
What?
like especially like New Birth, Eddie
yeah,
Long's old church that Jamal Brown is the pastor at now. Bro,
yeah.
if you go on that pulpit stage, it would be just like you was doing the news. 6 different angles and a swinging shot over the whole room. Like that's why people taping their specials at churches now. because everything that you need, venue, lighting, sound, cameras, the church already got. So Kev, because his audience is pretty much faith-based, he goes directly to them. Now he ain't got to deal with the promoters because he promoted shows himself. Now he ain't got to deal with those clubs and the venues with the 2-item minimum and stuff like that. Because how you gonna force a bunch of church folks to buy liquor? He ain't got to deal with none of that. He comes into the church
And
and
they got the
does his
production
show,
already. And they got the production
and,
already.
and they got the full production already. So he don't have to bring those people along with him. He just goes to the cities. He goes to the churches that have that already installed in whatever city he goes to. So he's shrinking down the overhead and at the same time opening up his opportunities for advancement. But because it's Kev on stage and it's a church, it's a challenge for people like Black Ron or for people would assume a person like myself would be. Because they don't know if you're from the South, you came up in church.
Hallelujah.
People don't know I was an ordained minister for about 11 years. But yeah, that like they don't know that about me. So when they say, "Oh, do you think you can work a clean show, or do you think you can work at a church?" which is two total different things. I'm like, absolutely, absolutely. I choose not to use clean language in my regular Black Run set because I'm grown enough to cuss, and ain't nobody gonna whoop me in my mouth or tell me to sit down or take the mic out of my hand for cussing. I have no ill reproach or no consequences for being a full-fledged adult and talking about what I want to talk about. And then just like Bo B pointed out a minute ago, outside the club, outside the church, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. There's a right and a wrong and a clean and a dirty way to talk about everything. But at the church, there's just certain subjects that you can't broach. So I like to challenge myself every now and then and prove to myself that I can be whatever kind of comedian I need to be. If I need to work a school, if I need to work a college, if I need to work a church, if I need to work a cruise, if I need to work a concert, if I need to work a comedy club, an award show, warm-ups for a TV show, no matter what you need, hand me a microphone and watch me destroy this room.
Hey, I'm a witness. I see it. It's true, 100%. I personally, I'll say this in front of Ron. I underestimated the shit out of Ron when we had our first gig together. I think this was like my third time on this cruise. I can't remember. I think it was Q's cruise. And I was like known already. I was like, oh, they know Vince. I'm like, yeah, I'm saying, I'm hearing this like, like Black Ron, he a killer. I'm like, yeah, all right, he a killer. Yeah, sure, all right. And Black Ron, as you see, gets dripped and draped to the gods. Like he didn't show up like, niggas around this time is still wearing clothes, a little baggy, hats on backwards. Black Ron got a belt on all the way up to his navel. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you can see his socks, but they clean though. He wearing boat shoes, but they shiny.
I stole that from Tone X. I stole that from Tone X. When Tone X started showing up with his socks showing all the time, I said, wait a minute, you can do that?
I can't do that. I can't do that look.
I was like,
that's uncomfortable for me.
Back in the day, that was called high waters. You was
high water,
if your
yeah.
socks were showing.
I don't like my ankles cold. I don't like my ankles cold. Yeah.
But anyway, my point is like Ron, like he destroyed. Like after his very first show, there was no like Vince, Q. Everybody should say that. Everybody else that was on the show no longer existed for like the rest, and we still got a whole week.
Go on, tell the truth. Go on, tell the truth.
We still got a whole week of shows. I was like, yo, y'all remember me? I was on the cruise the last few times. It's like, who? No, we remember Ron. Were you on the cruise last time, Vince? I'm like, oh my God, like I was that guy last time. And so that's how I met Ron. I just think there's a moment. Sitting on the top of the bay. We got up the boat. We was walking. It was like sunlight. Sitting on the top of the bay. And we started walking out. It was like a movie scene.
Hey, okay, shut your ass up. All right, because you finna tell me. The next thing he was finna say, was finna be some G14 classified information. Because when you go on them cruises, we only have to perform twice. We there 5 days.
For what?
And there's a party every 4 hours. The stuff we did at the parties, give me the microphone, let the DJ DJ. The stuff that was said on the mics at them parties. when we got off the boat and we having parties on the island, and then we spent the night on the island one night. But that type of stuff, yeah, we
Yeah,
ain't gonna talk about none of that. But
Hey,
the
I mean,
hey,
comedy
man.
shows,
Hey,
you
man.
saying too much right now.
I hate
I
doing
wasn't saying
cruising.
none of that shit.
I hate doing
Definitely
cruising and my
not.
wife go. I hate doing cruising and my wife can go. I don't enjoy myself.
you
Nah, bro.
can't
Yeah,
enjoy
that's not
yourself.
true.
You can't. How can you enjoy yourself if all the liquor is all inclusive? Ain't nobody got no drawers on this boat,
Done.
and you got your
Nah,
wife.
nah. And your wife there looking at every young girl mad at her for being young. Like
Yeah.
Tell my baby, they got gospel brunch at 8:30. Have a
Yeah.
good time. I'm not going
Hey,
nowhere at 8:30.
one thing I noticed when I go to cruise with my wife, all the women have bad bodies. Ain't none of them got no good bodies. That's what they're the worst bodies you ever seen.
oh man, that's how I go. All right,
Because
well,
that's everybody wife, Bo P. That be
Yeah.
everybody wife on that boat.
but I'm still impressed by the church and the production value of the church. Do you think that maybe the church is doing so well because at some point in time they lock everybody in to make sure that they provide them with their weekly salary? Is that
Yes.
something that happens with that church? I mean, I ain't trying to knock them, but every pastor gotta have a private jet. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna fill up?
Hey,
It don't
I
take
mean,
87
how
Hey,
planes.
can you
hey,
be one of the best pastors if all your shoes ain't red bottoms?
hey.
I mean, those are the rules.
Well, hold on now.
If
Now
you're
to
going to be a
Marvin,
pastor, it says in the book. Go ahead.
To Marvin Sapp's defense, Marvin Sapp said he's been preaching all these years and he's never taken a salary from his church.
He a motherfucking lie. All right.
Yeah,
What you not gonna do? What you not? He'd have did better saying, I've been preaching all this time, and nobody that has ever been under my leadership has felt under duress. Y'all taking what y'all seeing out of context. Because again, if you came up in church before, you didn't been a victim of one of these Holy Ghost robberies once or twice in your life. If you ever attended a conference, you didn't been held up in the spirit like this before. Ushers, close the doors. Don't nobody move. We got a goal we trying to reach. Who believe God? I need 10 people that believe God with $100 to stand up right now. We got a goal we trying to reach.
I'm just
And
saying to
and
his
they
defense, this came out of his mouth. This came out of his mouth. He said he's never taken a salary from none of his churches. He said he tours a lot. He's made a lot of money writing songs for people. He said, matter of fact, he pays $30,000 a month to his churches.
So what is his back child support? Well, he has to
No,
get his
no, he
lump
trying to
sum.
say that's his tithes. And if that's 10% of his earnings, that mean that nigga make 300 grand a month, which
And,
He
means he
said
makes
he said doing
3.6
tours.
million dollars a year.
He
he's
said doing
charging.
tours and music that he wrote and the songs that he wrote for other people, he makes that much money where he does not have to take a salary from his church. That's out of his mouth now.
All right,
I
well,
think
it don't count if you tally up interest and then give me a bill at the end of 10 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you going?
And it also doesn't count if the church operates under 501c nonprofit
Oh,
status and
don't
you
sleep on
doing
the
all of your
five.
major business church purchases with the church credit card.
Ooh, there's that part. Nah,
I
I
hear
ain't
you.
gonna lie.
I'm just saying what he said. I
Because
don't know.
the way a real church operate, the pastor and the head deacon are the two executors on the church bank account.
The deacon, yes, the deacon is the one that handles the
The
money, if I'm not
trustee. The
mistaken. Right.
trustee.
The
Yeah.
trustee, so to
Or
speak.
the trustee, depending on how big your church is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if he was out and needed to get some drumsticks and two drum heads for the church, he has an expense account that he can charge things to. So I guarantee you, the church then rented a few cars. The church done paid for a couple hotels. The church done
Mhm.
paid for a couple Olive Garden and Cracker Barrel breakfasts and lunches and shit while he on the road. The church done took care of a couple valets and tipped a couple waiters and waitresses. The church done got the Starbucks down in the hotel lobby. Yeah, yeah. The church got this Chick-fil-A at the airport while he was on the way. The church paid for a couple of plane tickets until he get the back end from the promoter. Quit acting like you ain't never got dollar number one from being a pastor. Because why do you think all the ex-drug dealers, ex-pimps, ex-users, ex-abusers become pastors? Because it's highly fucking lucrative.
I just said that's what he said. I ain't said all of them. I said that's what he said.
Well, let me
And
let me All right. Well, let me ask you this real quick. This has never happened to y'all. This happened to me once. I didn't. Now my parents are both ministers. All right, of churches. So I get how
This
this gets
happened
down.
a lot. This happened every pastor and wife anniversary.
But this particular thing, I went back to St. Louis. All right. My aunt, because my whole family is in St. Louis. Other than my Georgia family. Shout out to Albany. What is going on down South Georgia for us? I do have an aunt there that hired me to come and perform at her church. All right. We did the performance, everything went well. And what I didn't know was that the church was responsible for my pay. So they did an offering afterwards, right? And then it was like, all right, y'all, let's leave. And then before everybody start leaving, my cousin, the usher, was like, well, he was not usher. I think he's youth minister or something. He was like, hold on, y'all, hold on. We didn't get what we needed to provide. So we gonna pass around, and they passed it around again, and I guess they got it. Bo, this is like 2014. I think I charged like $350. All right,
Yeah.
it was like $350.
It was a small congregation.
You know what I'm saying?
Less than 80 people in there.
It's not like I'm going, on tour. Like, this is literally me just performing in St. Louis because I want to perform in St. Louis. And they locked the doors. They was like, nah, we ain't got the 350. It's just a little 350. And that's so, but for a mega church, you know what I'm saying? To have that, it just seems a little wild to me, man. I don't know.
Now ask yourself this question. Because you was only charging $350. But we not A-list celebrities, right?
Oh my God.
Now, all of these people that's coming to perform, they are legitimate performers. Say you're doing a church conference and you got Fred Hammond coming to perform at your church. Just because it's church don't mean he don't charge Fred Hammond prices.
That's real.
So think about it. Because I watched Marvin's interview on Ricky Smiley's morning show where he explained himself. He was like, that money that I raised didn't come directly to me. That money went to the conference so that they could pay for their budget, which means they had a whole bunch of events and performances scheduled that they hadn't yet met their back end on. We all did shows where the promoter thought he was going to sell more tickets than what he did. Yes. We all did shows where the crowd wasn't as strong as what we envisioned in our head. And instead of getting a, hey man, let me holler at you type moment, the church would rather hold everybody in the room accountable. We all finna take this loss in here tonight because enough people didn't show up to church. We didn't move enough tickets. We didn't promote heavily enough, but we all finna take this loss in here tonight because these people got to be paid regardless. And $40,000, bro, $40,000 for a conference budget. If they doing it that big at the church, to where 2,000 people need to give $20 in order for them to cover what was the full budget if $40,000 was what y'all lacked.
Right.
All right. Well,
but so you heard him on Ricky Smiley when he said he didn't take a dime from any of his churches. You heard that?
I heard him when he said that.
Okay.
I didn't believe it then.
Oh, okay.
all I want to say was that that's bad promo. All right. I know you're a church and everything, but y'all got a budget and y'all didn't know you was finna have this, that, and the third. You could have been set that up in advance. Don't be trying to put that on people who go into church for hope, who got barely enough to make it to church, who don't got enough to set aside for tithe, and now you about to lock the doors and tell them to come out their own bills.
Nah, fuck that. Hope was what they did in the morning service. Come next week for hope. Today is the Kirk Franklin concert, nigga, and that's gonna cost $30. Jesus paid it all, but he didn't pay for your Kirk Franklin ticket, nigga. We gonna need $40 for that.
All right, fair enough. You think that if they locked y'all in, would y'all maybe want to fight about it? You know what I'm saying? Like if we was sitting there in church and it was like, yo, we gonna lock the door. I don't know about y'all, but I probably wanted to fight. You know what I'm saying? Probably, I mean, or maybe there's other reasons to fight too. Like if somebody fucks with you on a basketball court and you just sitting there trying to do your thing, and all of a sudden you sitting there, that wasn't the smoothest, but I tried. Did you like the segue? It was all right.
Yeah, it was a good segue.
Yeah, it was herky jerky. It was you Euro stepped, but it was cool.
It was tough. Yeah. It was a tough one. I tried to get it.
It was a tough Euro step.
Like this. We're gonna leap over this boat right here. But yeah, man, there was some hands thrown evidently at the Timbs.
No, there was not. No,
Oh
there
well,
was not. There
there was
was
Nope.
not one
words
hand
though.
thrown.